Good afternoon. I'm going to give just a few brief remarks about the designation of Gibran Bassil, the leader of the Free Patriotic Movement and former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Minister of Energy and Water, and Minister of Telecommunications. I am not going to rebut each and every inaccuracy from Mr. Bassil's speech yesterday. There were many, and they betrayed a misunderstanding about how sanctions work and a lack of understanding about both U.S. policy and how it is made. On sanctions, first, they are against the individual, not the party. The United States is not sanctioning or destroying the Free Patriotic Movement. And everyone seems to want to know what the evidence was and the files that went into his being sanctioned. On that, all I can say is we endeavor to make as much information publicly available as possible when announcing designations, but as is often the case, some of this information is not releasable. Mr. Bassil has indicated a desire to contest that designation in a court of law in the United States, and he's welcome to do so and go through the proper discovery process. In his speech, he complained that I did not forewarn him that he would be sanctioned on grounds of corruption, as if that was my responsibility to reveal prior to the designation. It was not. There are various authorities under U.S. law for sanctions. And the fact that Mr. Bassil has been designated at this time under the Global Magnitsky Act doesn't mean that he, or any others for that matter, couldn't be sanctioned under a different authority at some later date. With respect to the U.S. policy process, Mr. Bassil seems to want to project intent onto our leaders. The designation had nothing to do with the U.S. elections. The package simply had reached the point where it was ready to be implemented. And on instructions from Washington, as a courtesy, I followed up on high-level phone calls in which this was discussed. Mr. Bassil may think it serves his cause to selectively leak information about our exchanges, taken out of context. That's not how I normally operate, but I'll put one thing out there. He himself expressed willingness to break with Hezbollah on certain conditions. He actually expressed gratitude that the United States had gotten him to see how the relationship is disadvantageous to the party. Key advisors even informed me that they had encouraged Mr. Bassil to make this historic decision. In closing, I would underscore that the United States undertook this action in solidarity with the Lebanese people, who for over a year have demanded their political leaders end business as usual by charting out a new direction dedicated to reform, transparency, and rooting out endemic corruption. Thank you.